Hi everybody. High speed trains are fast, efficient, low carbon. They can be found all over the world in growing numbers. You can take Paris, Tokyo, Moscow. But who takes the cake for the best high speed rail system? This country is none other than China. In little more than a decade, China has built almost 40,000 kilometers of high-speed rail, connecting nearly every major city in the country. China now accounts for roughly two-thirds of the world's high-speed rail volume, outstripping both Japan and the European countries. Meanwhile, India has only 508 kilometers of high-speed rail network, which is still ongoing. Whole Europe has 11,000 kilometers of network only. So the question is, how did China do it? Can other countries even come closer to achieving the same? To give you some idea of just how impressive this development is, we have to dial history back a bit. In 1969, Japan was the first country to debut a high-speed train. High speed means faster than 200 km per hour. Back then, Shinkansen bullet train in Japan could run at 210 km per hour. Eager to compete with Japan, the USA also launched its Metrolinear service between New York to Washington. Next, France in 1981 and then Germany. And India in 2017 as Mumbai-Ahmedabad bullet train, which is not even completed yet. Now, in contrast to Europe, China's rail network was in bad condition for high-speed trains. Chinese didn't invent high-speed rail, but they adopted it quickly. They are now decades ahead of any other country in the world in terms of high-speed network they have built, and it is incredibly organized. Everyone on a high-speed network has their own reserved seats. Today you can get from Beijing to Shanghai, a distance of 1300 km in just 4 hours. You can go from north to south from Beijing to Guangzhou in 8 hours instead of 22 hours on a regular train. And if you really wanted to, you could take a bullet train to Tibet at 3000 meters above sea level with automated oxygen supply and tinted windows so you don't get sunburned at such a high altitude. So how was all of this possible? Well, the first reason is they could do it for a bargain price. In China, a kilometer of high-speed track costs 17 to 21 million dollars, whereas $28 million for Mumbai-Ahmedabad bullet train in India, and in Europe it is between 25 to 39 million dollars. China's infrastructure boom was and is a matter of political will, but also the ability to mobilize massive amount of cheap labor which is connected to cheap material. By the year of 2008, during Beijing Olympics, China had already opened its first high-speed line from Beijing to Tianjin that ran at 350 km per hour. China started with 4x4 network from 4 north to south and 4 east to west. Then, to deal with financial crisis in late 2000, the idea was that they would extend part of 4x4 network because that wasn't going to be enough, and then China decided to double the whole network by 8x8. Except to do that, you also have to move a lot of people out of the city, and China has been swift and ruthless about relocating residents, and if you don't want to move, then they have too much methods. China also doesn't have any environmental obstacles because they can exercise eminent domain and kick people out of their field. I am not saying it is good, but it has definitely enabled the development of that region. By 2013, China had built 10,000 km of high-speed rail, just about the total amount currently in use in the whole of Europe, and it doesn't have to worry about profitability. China's high-speed story has been so successful that trains could actually dominate commercial travel, which helps China for the goal to be carbon neutral by 2060. But there is another factor in its favor: flying in China. Its airports are consistently ranked the worst in the world. Chinese military control 3/4 of China's airspace. That means commercial flights have to wait until the army gives the go-ahead for takeoff. That is why rails have outperformed the airline companies. Building all of this is carbon intensive, but overall, China's push for rail still greatly reduces its long-term footprints. Now China is aiming to double its high-speed railway network by 2035, taking it to 70,000 kilometers of track. As if that were not enough, the government recently made a big splash around the rollout of its fastest magnetic levitation train, which goes up to 600 km per hour. It is the world's fastest land vehicle. So the question is, can other countries do the same? Well, it is very difficult. China has built high-speed railway after years and years of research and development. Thus, developing all the core technologies themselves and saving huge cost of imports. In research and development, India only spend $2 billion per year as compared to USA and China who spend 101 and $26 billion respectively. China started the high-speed rail program in 2003 and till 2013 China had built 10,000 km of high-speed rail network. But if you take the case of India, you know what is happening with Mumbai Ahmedabad bullet train project. Delays and delays. That's all from my side today, guys. If you learned something valuable, then please hit the like button and bye bye.